Hello, my name is Lara Wahbe. I'm from Lebanon. Today, I will be presenting to you my final project for the course PAF301 Applied Statistics. I will be discussing the effect of poverty on housing affordability. So starting with the introduction. I am investigating the share of Black population in counties to examine the potential influence of ethnicity on housing prices. The primary aim is to determine if there is evidence of redlining practices where ethnicity may be a factor affecting housing market dynamics. So for the research question, it will be, is there a significant relationship between the population of Black individuals and median housing prices at the county level? The null hypothesis will be, there is no relationship between the population of Black individuals and housing prices at the county level. As for the alternative hypothesis, the population of Black individuals affects housing prices at the county level. So now discussing the empirical framework. This dataset, it provides demographic data collected from counties across the United States between the years 2013 and 2017. The main variable of interest is home affordability, serving as the dependent variable. The primary explanatory variable is population Black, which measures the proportion of the Black population in each location by dividing the total Black population by the area's total population. So now we are viewing the data. The home affordability column likely represents the affordability of homes across different locations, possibly calculated as the ratio of home prices to household income. As for the below poverty column, it likely indicates the proportion of the population living below the poverty line in those locations. So this variable can serve as an indicator of socioeconomic status, which may influence home affordability. Now let's describe the results. Through the 5-point summary, we will now examine the dataset. So while examining the dataset, we observe the minimum, maximum, and mean values for each data point. Interestingly, there are instances where the population Black variable contains no data. It contains no data in certain counties. This absence of data indicates a potential discrepancy that needs addressing. It suggests the necessity of adjusting the variable by adding a small constant to ensure consistency and completeness across all data points. So by doing so, we can mitigate any inconsistencies arising from missing values and ensure a more comprehensive analysis of the dataset. So now let's see the histograms. We will look at the home affordability and the population Black. We can see that the home affordability histogram appears skewed. It's not following a normal distribution. Also, the population Black, it's also skewed, indicating a potential irregularities or anomalies. So in summary, neither variable follows a normal distribution based on the histograms. So now the histograms after log transformation. We can also see that the home affordability is still a bit skewed. It's not following a normal distribution. Also, the population Black is still skewed. It doesn't follow any normal distribution. So the histogram shows the distributions of the dependent variable, the home affordability, and the main explanatory variable, the population Black, after applying logarithmic transformation. While the transformation helps reduce skewness, neither variable appears perfectly normal. So further analysis may be needed to assess their suitability for statistical analysis. Now let's investigate the correlation plot. This correlation plot analyzes the relationship between home affordability and population Black. It helps identify any multicollinearity between these two variables. Multicollinearity, when independent variables are highly correlated, can affect the reliability of regression models. In this plot, high correlation coefficients close to 1 or -1 indicate strong linear relationships and potential multicollinearity. Low correlation coefficients near to 0 suggest less multicollinearity. Addressing multicollinearity is crucial for ensuring the robustness of regression analysis. Analyzing the correlation between home affordability and population Black helps to understand the relationship between housing affordability and the racial composition of a given area. A positive correlation would suggest that areas with a higher percentage of Black residents tend to have lower housing affordability, whereas a negative correlation would imply the opposite. Evaluating this correlation can provide valuable insights for policymakers, urban planners, and researchers interested in addressing housing disparities and promoting equitable housing opportunities. So now let's see the map results. The map visualizes the home affordability across U.S. counties, represented by the house price to income ratio. This ratio is calculated by dividing the median value of housing units, the house prices, by the median household income, HH income. Areas with higher ratios indicate relatively less affordability, meaning housing costs are higher compared to household incomes. When focusing on the relationship between home affordability and Black population, it's important to note that this specific analysis does not directly incorporate with population Black into the mapping visualization. However, one could hypothesize that areas with higher proportion of Black residents may experience varying levels of high affordability due to socioeconomic factors, historic housing policies, and systemic inequalities. Further analysis integrating population Black data with home affordability metrics could provide deeper insights into these dynamics. Now with the regression model, let's observe this. We can see the log below poverty and population Black and the dependent variable, the home affordability. The coefficient on log population Black plus 1 signifies the influence of the Black population on housing affordability. A positive coefficient suggests that as Black population proportion increases, housing affordability tends to decrease. So, a positive coefficient suggests that as the Black population proportion increases, housing affordability tends to decrease. Coefficient change it indicates the expected change in the natural logarithm of home affordability for a 1-unit increase in the natural logarithm of population Black. For instance, if the coefficient is 0.05, as we can see here, a 10% rise in Black population would result in a 10% of 0.05 increase in the natural logarithm of home affordability. R-squared and F statistics. R-squared reveals the proportion of variance in home affordability explained by the independent variables. F statistic assesses the overall significance of the regression model. A significant F statistic suggests an effective explanation of variance in home affordability. These results highlight the significant impact of the Black population on housing affordability, with higher proportions associated with decreased affordability. The R-squared values and F statistics further indicate the explanatory strength and significance of the regression models in understanding housing affordability dynamics. Finally, with the summary. Upon reviewing the findings, we accept the null hypothesis, indicating that the density of the Black African American population has no effect on median housing prices in the county. This lack of significant effect challenges the notion of housing prices correlating with increases in Black population. However, the data does not provide a clear picture of the relationship between housing prices and the Black population. Further analysis and additional data are necessary to make a definitive determination. A more comprehensive investigation is needed to identify any other factors at play and understand the root cause of the negative skew observed in the data. In light of these findings, policymakers should prioritize further research and data collection efforts to gain a more comprehensive understanding of housing disparities within the Black population. This will enable the development of targeted interventions and policies aimed at addressing housing inequities and promoting more inclusive communities. Thank you for listening.